Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip. Alright, so Jason A uploaded a video saying the end times have begun in America. And, you know, before playing the video or whatever the video is about, the title itself, the end times have begun in America, is in fact true. America is at its end, alright, which the end of America signifies the end of the rulership of the so-called white man. And the so-called white man, they are the biblical Edomites, and their forefather is Esau. And that nation of people, they are the wicked. Okay, the wicked are in rulership. Alright, this is their kingdom. And their kingdom has an end. And that end is swiftly approaching. How do we know this? As the scriptures say, to measure the time diligently, which is that we observe the times, we look at everything that's going on around the world, and we relate it through Bible prophecy. And it is more than clear to see that this world is approaching its end, the era of the so-called white man. All right. And as the scriptures say, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So our kingdom is coming next. We are patiently waiting for our Lord Yahushai to return. All right. But first, these prophecies have to come to pass before Yahushai can return. Okay, this mark of the beast prophecy must be fulfilled first, because there's a judgment that comes with it for those of our people who take the microchip. Salvation is only for the Israelites. Okay, and salvation is granted to even a specific number, which is referred to as the elect of the nation of Israel, the remnant to be saved. All right, so the judgment, as it is written in Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shemishai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahushai. So this is the second death, man, which is going to be death by way of fire. The first death was the way by way of the flood, by water. Okay? But if you take the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, when Yahushua returns, you don't have any chance for salvation, man. You will be destroyed. Alright? And once again, salvation is only for the Lord's holy chosen people, who are the Israelites. Alright? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and any of you that are Israelites, but look like heathen. You know what I'm saying? You are what your father is. And that's just what it is. Okay, so the end times have in fact begun, because it's so clear to see Jacob's trouble is building up right now. I mean, you can see the chaos in America that's brewing, the sedition among men. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, that's on their way, man. You know, and the scriptures say, in 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 37, it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Right? The judgments that are coming from Yahweh Shemishai. All right, and this microchip is on its way, man. It is very much on its way, and it is a clear sign that Esau's kingdom is over, because once it is, that the mark of the beast prophecy is fulfilled, then it is only a matter of time before Yahushua returns, as it says in Revelation 13 verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So this thing is going to become mandatory worldwide. All right, he causeth all. Who's going to do that? The ruling class of the Edomites. Every single nation that has been in rulership has a ruling class, right? In the kingdom of heaven, there's going to be a ruling class. All right. Yahushai, King David, the 12 apostles, the 144,000. Okay, there's order. So regarding Esau's order of their rulership, they have the what we deem as the wicked elite of Esau Edom, which is the elite bankers. All right, those that control all of the banks and the means and all that kind of stuff, right? And their little club and whatever it is. They're the ones who have their agenda at hand, which is their NWO. And at the forefront of their NWO is the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, so with that being said, the video, let's play it.
Soon you will be able to pay for groceries at every Whole Foods in the U.S. with just a swipe of your hand. Amazon.
All right, and I was in America last year, and I literally witnessed it. And the way I witnessed it was that while I was there, someone actually said, "Look," and I looked, and I was like, "They're like, there it is." I was like, "Oh, there it is indeed," you know. Anyway.
Says that the pay-by-palm technology will be at all of those stores nationwide by the end of the year. Customers just have to hover their hand over the device to pay. This method is already being used at 200 Whole Foods locations across 20 states, and you can also find it in other places, stores like Panera Bread.
Two Australians who shared a vision at university.
So what's that? That's simply the system coming in, all right? Pay by way of the hand, because if you do your research on the microchip, if you're a new viewer, etc., you will see that it is inserted into the hand via injection, and then the technology works where it has your information on it, your personal information, biometrics, identification, all of that, and then it also stores your financial information on it. And as such, there are people literally who are microchipped with their credentials, their banking information, etc., stored on it, and they're going about using the microchip to make payments. All right, and Whole Foods has that machine there to do it. Okay, but the thing about it is that the point of sales machines in America, the UK, Europe, and I'm sure everywhere else around the world, because y'all already know that the point of sales machine is a universal thing, you know. Those point of sales machines are already accepting microchip payments. Yes, people are going to these various places in America that are microchipped, and they're swiping their microchip that is inserted into their hand, and it is the point of sales machine that you can literally go to the store right now and see is already accepting microchip payments. Okay, so the Whole Foods thing is, showing the system coming in, but the system is already low-key up and running in certain types of ways.
Are now leading the world in the race to develop brain chip technology. They say their innovation is as important as the cochlear implant.
Your boss may keep track of your performance and...
Right, so the brain chip, the brain microchip, that development has happened extremely rapidly in the past few years. First, it was brought out onto the scene by Elon Musk and Neuralink and all that kind of stuff. At least that's what was promoted in the media as the main thing. They went from their animal trials to their human trials very swiftly, and then to being successful in what Elon Musk said to the world were their goals that they were attempting to achieve by way of having individuals implanted with this brain microchip, and then having that technology, the microchip being able to communicate with the body, or merge with the body in a way where the body, the brain, the microchip is able to communicate to external technology, such as being able to use a mouse via the microchip. One is able to show their thoughts, which will transfer from the however the microchip is merging with the brain to be able to show itself and communicate with external technology to show one's thoughts. For those that are unable to, those who have been judged in a certain kind of way, the paraplegics and whatever else, man, and people who have certain brain or whatever. Elon Musk has promised certain things, but the thing about it is that it's already so rapidly developed where people are communicating with the technology. Like, a part of Elon Musk's brain microchip is that people are able to, like, it is synced to, like, being able to control a robotic arm, for example. So the technology is actually out there. And then in the past few just weeks, months, this year, there are all kinds of different competitors that have come out of seemingly nowhere with their own brain microchip. Synchron, the Steam CEO, Gage Newell or whatever his name is, he has his own. You have Paradromics. You have as well in China, they have many manufacturers that are in some kind of competition to develop their brain microchip. So there are many manufacturers of this brain microchip, and it's already microchipped into the brains of individuals and operating as they intend and want it to operate. But of course, I'm sure it will evolve and show itself more, right? But it's up and running. You see what I'm saying?
Productivity. And one Illinois lawmaker says some companies are looking to help improve that with microchips. Now he's pushing for a bill that would ban employers in Illinois from requiring employees to implant microchips in them. He says he hasn't seen any instances of this happening in Illinois, but it is in other countries.
This is just an effort to make sure that as the technology continues to improve, as this debate continues down the road, just want to make sure that employees have their privacy right. They shouldn't be forced to do anything.
The bill would create a process for employees who choose to have an implant. If the bill becomes law, employers who violate it could face civil penalties.
A medical breakthrough.
Yeah, so there's new advanced technology helping people with disabilities redefine their lives. ABC's Andrea Fuji explains.
New technology is helping people with severe physical disabilities interact and do everyday things simply by thinking about them. Rodney Gorham, an ALS patient who can't use his arms or his voice, can now use Wi-Fi connected devices to control devices in his home, from picking his favorite playlist to turning on a lamp, adjusting the air conditioning, or running a robotic vacuum.
Cleaning started.
Even feeding his dog. Gorham is one of 10 people who've received a surgically implanted brain-computer interface device powered by artificial intelligence. The device decodes signals from his brain activity and translates them into commands.
This is the first time that we've used the device with layers of AI. The NVIDIA technology takes information delivered using Apple Vision Pro, and it identifies digital devices that are in the home environment. And then the BCI lets you make choices.
That BCI, or brain-computer interface, was developed by a company called Synchron, which has been conducting clinical trials.
The goal with this technology is that people who are dependent on other people can restore some of that agency, some of that autonomy. If you'll see in the demo that Rodney's wife texts him, she says she has to leave and do some things, and he's then in his own home environment interacting with the phone, with the fan, with the dog feeder, with a whole range of activities that he can now do on his own.
Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, is developing similar technology, recently announcing a second person with a spinal cord injury has been implanted with a brain chip, which allows patients to control technology with their mind.
Elon Musk's brain science company has implanted a device into a human for the first time. The unidentified person received a brain chip implant Sunday, and Musk says they are, quote, recovering well. U.S. Food and Drug Administration has given Neuralink clearance last year to conduct its first trial to test its implant on humans. The move is a critical milestone in the startup's ambitions to help patients with paralysis and other neurological conditions. Neuralink says the brain chip is designed to allow people to control almost any device just by thinking.
From Melbourne to the streets of New York, where Australian Professor Tom Oxley leads a team of experts developing this device in the quest to create a whole new field in medical science.
All right, so the video is 9 minutes long. I'm not going to play the entire video. You can watch it on Jason A if you're interested. But it shows, right? It shows the times that we're in. You know, the prophets of Yahweh Shemishai, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone, our elder apostle Tahar has been talking about the mark of the beast being the microchip for decades upon decades upon decades. All right. And the prophecy is showing itself. Okay. All of this talk around the world about these microchips, the system of it all, it's for a reason. It's because it is around and existing because it has a purpose. And that purpose is because this microchip is the mark of the beast. And it is going to become mandatory worldwide. And we're entering into the hour of temptation very soon, spoken about in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. And as the days go on and on, as we get closer to the end, you're going to see this microchip technology pick up speed, be promoted, become mandatory, all of these kinds of things. It's going to become a part of people's daily lives. It is soon, once Esau Edom starts to really push it, you're going to see how involved it is going to be with, you know, regarding your life. You know, whether it is when it is that people take it or that just that knowing it's out there. You know what I'm saying? People's lives are going to be consumed by it. Okay, with the way that it's going to be such a dominant part of life. You see what I'm saying? Revelation 3 verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which can also be read as the hour of piercing. When you break down this word temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them. Also, same thing when you break down this word try, to pierce them, it can also be read as that dwell upon the earth. And it is a piercing. Because in order to administer this microchip, it has to pierce the skin, right? It has to break the skin and be pierced inside of the body. You see? So it is in fact the hour of piercing, and it is coming, man. And as an Israelite, your hope should be that you refuse this hour of temptation, where you refuse the microchip, because if you do not refuse it and you take it, then you are going to be destroyed. I read it at the beginning of this video, Revelation 14 verse 9 to 10. But the times that we're in, you know, it's showing itself, man. And it says in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So the vision is speaking. This is how the vision is speaking. It's showing itself, right? It's not just gonna just appear on the scene just like that. It's all a whole, you know, we're living through seeing it all come about and see it all be developed and the system behind it being implemented as well and everything with it. We're seeing it. So it's speaking very loudly, and it shows a clear sign of where we're at regarding Bible prophecy, which to me, we're very close. And for you people, man, the warning has gone out there from Yahweh Shemishai several times. All right. And when you look at what's going on in the world on all fronts regarding Bible prophecy, it is so clear to see that we are in fact at the end, and you have all been warned. And it says in the book of Ezekiel 33 and verse 33, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them, right? A prophet has been among you people, man, you Israelites, warning you, telling you about these things to come the entire time. And there will be some that will receive this word, and there will be some that will not receive this word, and that's just what it is. All right? But anyway, with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai B'Shem Kodesh. Shalom.